Hi everyone, this is Diana Palm from dianapalm.com, and today we're going to be discussing dreams about deceased loved ones. If you have lost somebody very, very close to you, this could be a family member, a friend, and even a pet. One of the most common forms of after-death communication is actually having a dream visit. Usually when your loved one comes to visit you in a dream, it's because they want to simply say that they made it, that they're okay, that they're in heaven, they're on the other side, and that they're finally at peace. So when you do experience a visit like this from one of your loved ones who passes, know that this is a real experience and this is a gift for you from them in spirit. They really want to ease your pain and suffering and let you know that they're okay so that you can begin the healing process yourself. When your loved one passes into the spirit world, one of the easiest ways for them to communicate is actually to come to you in a dream. Oftentimes when people are having a dream experience, they tend to doubt it and they think maybe I made it up, maybe it's wishful thinking, but the truth is this is the easiest way for anyone in the spirit world to communicate with you because this is the time that you're the most receptive. So your loved ones in the spirit world, they're around you all the time, simply calling their name, looking at photos of them, getting into their memories and their energy of who they were when they were living or thinking about the funny times you had. This is enough to actually draw their spirit closer, and you can actually feel this bond in a multitude of ways. But what happens is often our grief is so heavy and so strong. Grief is a very dense energy, and when we are mourning somebody and we're very, very sad and we're holding on to a lot of grief, we actually block most of the receptors that we have to stay in contact with our loved ones in the spirit world. But one of the gifts we have is in our sleep, we are actually tuning out a lot of the grief that we're hanging on to, and we're relaxed, we're in a receptive mode, and this is the easiest time for our loved ones in spirit to communicate to us. They can actually send you a dream, appear in a dream, have conversations, and deep, meaningful, healing conversations, things that you wish you would have said, or things that you wish you would have been able to hear or express. This is an extremely valuable time to receive healing from these dream visits. The way that you can tell the difference between just a typical dream, a fantasy of your mind and something that you create, and a real authentic dream visit is that you will actually remember the details of a lucid dream visit for years after the dream. The details will be so vivid, the communication will be very clear and mean something to you. It will be emotional, there'll be healing that comes from it. And you'll know that this was a real experience. I've experienced some of the most phenomenal dream visits that I can still recall to this day, 15 to 20 years after the loss of my loved one, where the dream visit was so pivotal and so impactful and brought through so much healing for me and truly allowed me to know that I was still connected with my loved one in the spirit world. If you ever notice when you're dreaming, you'll be in the middle of a dream and maybe you wake up in the morning because your alarm goes off, or maybe you need to go to the bathroom. And one of the things that happens is that your standard dream will actually dissipate and it kind of dissolves from end to end, which means the beginning of the dream dissolves and the end of the dream dissolves, and all you can really remember are bits and pieces of the middle. It might even be mixed together and you can't really make sense of it. That's a typical dream. They evaporate very quickly. Sometimes later in the day when you're showering or driving to work, you may recall little fragments of it, little bits and pieces. But when you have a lucid dream and you're visiting with a loved one in the spirit world, you will not forget it. And this will not come to you in little bits and pieces or fragments. This will be coming to you as a real conversation, a real connection. Often you'll feel your loved one hugging you. You'll see their face so clearly and they'll be smiling at you and projecting all kinds of love, understanding, forgiveness even. And these are really impactful events that you do not forget. They will stay with you. So when you have had this experience, know that this is an actual, authentic spirit communication, and that your loved one has come to visit you in a dream, and that they can come to you simply by intending it, asking for them to, and then being open and receptive to them as you go to sleep each night. What can help with that is doing something relaxing right before bed. Maybe looking at a photo of the loved one that you lost, thinking about them, asking them to communicate with you and let you know that they're okay. Sometimes it's even helpful to drink some hot chocolate or hot tea right before you go to bed, just to help you relax and become more receptive. It's important that you don't push for communication, because the very nature of receiving a dream visit is just that you're being receptive. Receptive means allowing. So if you're pushing too hard because you really want to hear from your loved one and you're very eager to know that they're okay, you could actually be pushing it away from you. So just in the matter of being receptive, open, and allowing them to come to you in the easiest possible way will allow you to receive the type of reconnection and loving, meaningful dream visits that you really are looking for. It's really typical if somebody has died in old age, whether it's a person or an animal, to show you that they're young and vibrant again. Maybe they're dancing, but they're feeling great and vibrant. And sometimes if people have had missing limbs in life, they'll show you that in the spirit world, they have their limb and that they're healthy again. So there's so many different ways that you can tell your loved one has made it to the other side, and they are at peace and they are in heaven and they're able to reconnect with you. If you practice receiving dreams and become very comfortable reconnecting with your loved one in the spirit world, it becomes possible for them to approach you in different ways too. They're always going to respect you, and they certainly do not want to scare you by letting you know that they're around. If you have gotten really good at the dream visits and you'd like more contact in your physical environment, you can simply ask them for that too. Every so often, somebody has dream visits from a loved one that are not peaceful or inspired, where they're connecting with their loved one that is filled with trauma and anguish, and maybe they're picking up on the feeling that their loved one may not be in the light. If it ever happens to you where you connect with your loved one in spirit and they seem distressed or not at peace, they may need some extra healing in the spirit world. I actually can provide that through a private session where I reconnect with them and send them healing, make sure that they're crossed over and in the light. And after that, they can come back to visit you in a totally healed, full, and vibrant sense. If you're one of the people that are having those types of dreams, it's important that you seek healing, and during that session that your loved one receives the healing as well. As much as you want to reach out and connect with your loved one in spirit, they also want to connect with you. It's really important to keep the lines of communication open and understand that your loved one has not left you. So I really encourage you, if you have not yet experienced a dream visit, to simply make that intention. Allow yourself to really be at peace and go to bed in a very restful, receptive state, and see what comes through for you and see what kind of connection that you can make with the spirit world. If you would like to know the other ways that your loved ones in spirit come to visit you and reconnect with you, make sure to check back. I upload a new video every single Thursday, and I'll be adding more to this playlist about our loved ones connecting with us. And if you haven't yet, follow the guidance in this video, because I guarantee you will be able to reconnect with spirit and you will be able to have your very own experiences with the spirit world. If you've experienced a dream visit from your loved one, I would love to know about it. Post that down in the comments below, and make sure to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day.